Good morning, everyone. There are just a few days to the International Youth Day celebrations that are taking place on Monday next week. I am your host, Elizabeth, aka Lizo. I have special guests who are here to dive into this conversation as we're taking it more into the skills development bit, because that is the national theme for this year's International Youth Day celebrations. And I'll start with a beautiful lady, and she'll introduce herself and give you more about herself.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. My name is Edwina Nasuna. I am a communication specialist, currently serving at Park International Uganda, but also the founder of Salvage Communications, a firm that is dedicated to helping amplify the voices of young people.
Thank you so much, Edwina. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Lizzie. I'm called Joseph Amwine. Currently, I'm working with Maristops Uganda as the counselor for sexual reproductive health. I'm the CEO for Jose Liquid Soap. Then also I'm a certified counselor. Then I'm a peer educator of Tennis Cohort 2024.
Thank you so much, Jose. Yes, please.
Yes, my name is Shadrach Yahweh Kiza. I currently am a data engineer at Komaha Services, working to build data solutions for different industries. And also I serve as the Chief Operations Officer at the mentorship class, where it's a self-help development program that uses transformative power of mentorship to transform the next generation of African leaders and entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As we've heard, we have Jose, Shadrach, and Edwina. Let me start with Edwina. What's your most favorite skill?
I think it would honestly be something about doing documentaries. Filming. Yeah, I love that.
You have a thing for filming?
So much. It brings out the creative energy.
Did you tap the Icon Awards this year?
Oh no.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Edwina, I'm hurt. Jose, what's your skill that you're very good at and you like doing it?
As I've already told you,
And it's not in the counseling bit or what?
Yes.
And not liquid, like something, okay. Not in the...
okay, I'm a footballer.
No,
I'm a good goalkeeper.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
played the Nationals under 15. It was 2015.
See, we didn't even know you were nationals in 2015. Shadrach.
Well, me, I'm sorry, but it has to be with technology. Most of my time I spend it programming and writing code. Perhaps the only times that I do get out of the house, it's mostly to be with young people, but it's mostly also to explore new horizons. I do like to rope climb, basically activities that bring on high pressures. So things to do with bungee jumping.
Yeah.
So-
Adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline. Adrenaline. I like that. Yeah.
Awesome. And as we start off with this podcast, we are specifically targeting the theme, which is more about skilling. We are unlocking opportunities. Do you believe, Edwina, that skills can take someone to a greater height, mostly the young people, the youth? Is it something that parents should embrace or invest in this Ugandan setting that we're in? Because technically, when we listen to the bit of you're heading to a technical school, it is not embraced in Uganda. So is there something you'd want to share about skilling?
Yeah, I believe skilling is a way to go currently. I just recently read a report that shows that there is a good increase in the number of young people taking up vocational training. I think in that around 2012, the number of young people was around 9,000, and as of around 2022, it increased to 20,000. So I think there's a lot more information about vocational training to allow young people to get hands-on skills. I think young people are getting it, they're embracing it. And the beauty about skilling also is it helps us. We are battling with unemployment. So if young people get the skills, guys, we're going to solve unemployment ourselves. Because you start a business for yourself and employ other young people. And you can, we can beat unemployment.
I'm coming back to that because you're saying we start a business that requires money,
Yeah.
and the money is nowhere to be found to start that business. I'm going to come back for that
Yeah,
question.
sure.
Shadrach, you are smiling. Like now, like Shadrach, you're a mentor
Yes. I am.
in the whole mentorship program that you are. Let's start with that. How much do you charge for a person to be part of the mentorship program?
Well,
as an operations person?
all right.
Yes.
The operation fee, of course. We have two programs. One is a mainstream program that is targeting ages from 19 to 30. So the operational fee for that program is 850,000. And then we have the one for the younger people for the S for Vakis. That's 3 months. And that one is 350,000.
850,000
For 6 months. It's a 6 month program.
For 6
so
months.
if you put it into, I'm a math person. So if you put it into perspective, you're literally spending about 140,000 a month for knowledge that you're not going to get anywhere else. And it's going to be knowledge you're going to use for the rest of your life. So I feel like the trade-off that people do not see, people be focusing on 850,000. But if you look into the amount of money you've been spending on education since you were born, as an economist, you have to look at it as opportunity cost. Would you rather invest now to reap big in the future? You have to bet on something. I take high into betting on yourself. So you bet that this is something that's going to build into your future. But if you're not able to afford the mentorship class, there are plenty of other spaces that also offer these mentorships for free. I mean, I worked with KSK Foundation. They have a 1 month program. It's quite intense because it's a 5 days in a week kind of program, and it's kind of free. But of course, it's limited people, 14. At least us, we're able to take in about more than 100 or 50. It's just we are limited by the number of people that show up. But if you're very intent onto developing skills and mentorship, then nothing should really stop you. Even if you're not able to get into the TMC curriculum, at least we have networks that you can easily connect to people, and people will be able to share. We're always happy to help anyone who wants to develop in their own sense. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Jose, you mentioned that you are a peer educator.
Yes.
On the 10th cohort. Has the Peer Educators Academy contributed anything to see to it that Jose is the Jose we're seeing today?
Yes, I would like to inform you that the way how I came before attending the peer educator, it's not the way I am. Not only nice looking, but in mind. Because I personally, I came without knowing sexually reproductive health. But when I attended the peer educator, I got that knowledge. And that's where I got the job that I'm doing currently. Then another thing, I also acquired skills, as I've told you that I do liquid soap. So I cannot say that attending peer educator has not contributed anything. It has really contributed much on me, and I'm calling upon all the people outside there, the parents, to make sure reach a hand their children to attend the peer educators, and a lot they will gain. For example, when it comes to skilling, when it comes to mental health, they can really acquire much.
Thank you so much, Jose. Edwina, back to you. In fact, I'm tapping into what Shadrach has said. We want, let me phrase back the question. We want to attain these skills. And this youth, this celebration theme is around skills.
Yeah.
There are parish development modules, there are different things that are taking place, but they are not accessible to the young people.
Yeah.
They are placed in and they say they are for young people, but you see to it that young people don't attain anything from this. So let's start with that road. And to the expense of the skilling programs that are available. It's hard to find a skilling program that is very nice and authentic, and it has all information, and is not above 200,000. But by 200,000 is a lot of money on our parents as young people. A lot of money. They can take a blind eye for the education because they know, she's going to graduate. But for the skilling,
Thank you so much, Liz. First of all, let's start with the currently available programs for young people. We have what we call the Youth Livelihood Program. We also have what we call the Uganda Youth Venture Capital Fund and the National Enterprise Development Programs. All of those programs are designed by the government to allow young people to access funds to boost their businesses. Boost,
not create.
not start. Yeah. For anyone to help you, please, I need to show the potential that I'm going to use the money you have given me to actually do what I want to do. Now, moving on to the parish development model that we have right now. The parish development model is targeting the 39% of Ugandans living in poverty, living in a subsistence economy. Subsistence means hand to mouth. You work, but whatever you work for, it is to feed you and perhaps your family. You do not have a surplus. And of course, we know that Uganda is a very agricultural economy.
True.
So the PDM was designed for mainly that, for Ugandans in the subsistence economy, but also doing agriculture. If you're doing any value addition, then they can also support you. Now, going back to your question of they do not have money to create these businesses. What I'll say to young people is start from where we are. Now, the internet is awash with a number of things. You're seeing someone with a makeup studio, with all the equipment. I have a photo studio and all the equipment. And as a young person, seated at home, right from school, I immediately want to get into that. No. This person started elsewhere. I don't know, you've heard stories of I started with one wing, now I have this number of chickens. So, but, they are real. Yeah? I have worked with young people. There's a young person we worked with in one of the programs, and his capital came from photocopying land agreements. Just photocopying. So he always says that I started with capital of 1,000 shillings. And we had a platform where he said that and people booed him. They were like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. But no, listen to the story. From that 1,000 of photocopying and throwing the papers around, he was marketing his land. He was a broker for land. So he says he wants to tell his story right from the start. That was just the innovation. So as a young person, what do we need? One, what are we using the people around us for? Now that these programs that we have in the country require us, there is no program that's going to say, Liz or Edwina, I want to give you money as you.
No.
We are looking at a snowball effect. Yeah. When I touch you, Liz, are you going to be able to touch someone else? But your ability to touch someone else is highly demonstrated in your ability to work in a group. If you can sustain that, then most likely you're able to touch other people. So the groups that we are around as young people, your friends, what are you using your friends for? So first, for a startup, the groups that we have, the friends that we have, can we come together and let's make the first step? Liz, I'm not going to push you to make that first step. Show me that you can make that first step, and then I'm going to push you further. And guess what? Sometimes I'm going to push you and then leave you.
To see what
Demonstrate that you can go to the next step. So the people around us, they're young people that we have gotten, and they did not receive any education. Yeah, they only know their mother tongues. But how do you survive in this in Uganda if you're looking at trading or working with different people? We teach them tailoring, some braiding, and others of soap making, like Jose. And we only push them by paying rent for 1 year. Rent.
Nice.
So one, we skill them, and then we get them a place in their community, and then they start there. We pay rent for only 1 year. Now, as a young person, if you're not able to sustain your business, then most likely after that 1 year, you're going to drop off. And Liz, I'd like to bring you to another point in terms of skilling. We cannot rush right into skilling because young people, we have issues. Guys. We have mental health issues. We have more burdening issues. Liz, you cannot come and tell me, Edwina, I want to teach you how to, do tailoring, how to braid hair, but I do not have food at home.
I can't pay that 140 when I don't have food at home.
Yes. So I'm thinking we need to address the other issues in our environment before we get to the skilling. Perhaps those are the things that are going to trigger the skilling. They say, I was really disappointed that only 2.6% of the Ugandan budget is dedicated to education.
Oh.
Now, education, it doesn't only mean mainstream. The university, there's TVET, technical vocational education training. And only 2.6% of it, over 72.3 trillion shillings, only that percentage of it. So that says a lot how much we are valuing education and skilling. So as a young person, we have to stand up for ourselves. And what we call upon for the policy makers, yeah, at least help us with the services around us when it comes to health, yeah, education, provide the schools. And as young people, and I'm glad Reach Our Hand is doing a really good job when it comes to sexual reproductive health education, because that's important. And that is also reflected in the population. This year, I don't know if you've read the census report, the preliminary report, and we've only had a growth rate of 2.9%. We expected 3%, but again, that's
It's a
up.
good
The
start.
it's a good start,
Yeah.
and that shows. And we've previously been reporting that the average household in Uganda is composed of 7 people, sometimes 5 people, but now it's 4.4 people. It means people are reading. They're reading the room. I cannot afford to raise 10 children. Let me cut down on that.
I mean, go family planning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to address some of these issues, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Edwina. Shadrach,
Yes, please.
as a mentor and you've practiced this for a while, it is something that after mentoring, what next?
Well, usually, what happens is, you have to let someone go out and experience life. I know sometimes people feel like the mentor is going to take you until the very end, but most of the times, mentoring is, you get someone into your space, you teach them, you help them, and then afterwards you let them go out to experience. It helps them grow outside, and then it helps them learn new experiences that they can come back to, because mentoring isn't just a one-time thing.
Yes.
It's a journey, So sometimes, people come through and people don't exactly get the results they expect when they go through the different mentoring programs, or when someone asks you to be their mentor, they think, things are going to happen in a snap. But sometimes it takes time, and people don't want to trust the process. But that's the key. When people understand mentorship is a journey, there's still gonna be roadblocks where you're gonna feel like, hey, I thought I knew this, but it's going to be a new learning opportunity. So that to me is also new learning avenues that are being opened up outside of mentorship. I always call mentoring a two-way street, that I'm teaching someone, but I'm also learning from them.
Yeah.
So I learn a lot, but also we track each and every one of their individual accomplishments. Technology has made it easier, through LinkedIn, because most of the people that come into TMC want to go into professional careers. So we take them through that bit of professional networking. I mean, from our statistics, we know that when people leave the mentorship class, at least 2 in 3 are becoming leaders wherever they are. We have people in Rotary, we have people that go out into climate activism, and quite recently in New Vision's top 40 under 40, 6 people from that mentorship class featured in Uganda's top 40 under 40. And they're all under 24. So that for us is a big accomplishment, that we are contributing to the next generation of African leaders and entrepreneurs that are actually now making differences in the communities they were.
I'm glad there is a track that is like there is a bond between you and the
Yeah.
mentees, because most cases when people attain skills, they're forgotten.
Yeah.
You wait for that next cohort and life moves on. And in most cases, being a mentor, actually we may call you, but you're too busy with the next cohort, right?
Yeah, true.
Because these are stories that are repeatedly happening in society.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, yeah, there's that bit, but I think it goes back to the goal of the organization and also a goal as a mentor, because I've had a mentor since I was 16, and when I was 16, I wasn't exactly the perfect individual. I fell off so many times. He's trying to get me to focus on programming, but at the time I was thinking, as a 16-year-old, I just want to be out with my friends. It's a holiday time. I want to go out. That's what I wanted to do. But he was patient. He kept on coming back again, giving me new opportunities. Look into this, learn this. From my own experience with my own mentor, in the bit of the way he has been able to groom me and forgive me, be patient with me. To me, that's my goal as a mentor, that I have to see this individual through till the very end. You know, I have to keep on sharing. I have to keep on figuring out where you at. I have 6 individuals that are interested into data engineering. You know, I keep track of them every single week. We're sharing. What have you learned? What do you get from this? You know, that way of keeping each other accountable, that grows a spirit of mentorship. So we take it very, very key at mentorship class, that we need to be accountable to the parents. So that's why the very final event, we mostly focus on the parents seeing their children and what they have achieved. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Jose, as a young entrepreneur and a person who is inspiring fellow peer educators of the cohort, because you're attaining money, and this is something you attained in the academy. What are one of the challenges you've seen most in the entrepreneurship side that you're in, despite being a counselor at Maristops?
We have faced a lot of challenges. For example, when it comes to our competitors, you find your competitor is selling at a low price, like a 5-liter jerrycan. Your competitor is selling it at 8,000, but for you, you're selling it at 10,000. The way I've been solving that, it's because you have to have a unique thing in you. Also, when it comes to market, a market also, it is a challenge, because I've just started. I started in June, started in June on 19th. So the market wasn't good for the start, but right now, I can tell you that a month at least I can get a profit of 200 a month.
Nice one.
And even I employ three of the youth. So that's why I'm saying the skill is good, according to me. And those challenges, they cannot let you fail. We have plan B for the challenges.
You persevere through.
Yes.
Haven't you faced things like criticism? Like, how can you be making that? Wasomerachi.
Actually, when you say like that, that one,
I expected it to be
criticism
the
is
fight.
also there.
Yeah.
Within our families.
Yes.
It's there. Because you find it like your aunt is saying, you studied, but you're just there making liquid soap. Instead of going to look for the jobs, or instead of applying for masters. But I told her, a skill, it is the one that bridges where to go.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes, right now I'm employed, but that one, the salary I get, it cannot satisfy me. I also have a lot of things like a man. I have things to purchase, rather than spending on the what, depending on the what, on the salary.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I have a question that I've always been asking different people. Do you employ a person because of experience or skills?
If the job is an entry-level job, you should be employing people basing on perhaps what they've learned and maybe the kind of things that they have, what kind of value they can bring in. But if it's a top managerial position, then it has to be based on experience.
I think what experience is.
Thank you.
Is having done something one more times that you have found your way around it. Like, for example, I'm running my business. Yeah. And, but as I start, I don't have experience. But I could have, let's say I am a hairdresser. So I decide I'm going to start a hair salon. My home is behind, but let me create some room and I start a salon business. So I have the skills of a hairdresser. I know how to perm the hair. I know how to braid. But do I have the experience? No. The experience is going to come in with, okay, when do I hire more people? Because I'm going to start with doing the hairdressing, the braiding myself. But now my business is perhaps growing. I have more customers. Okay, how do I hire someone? Should I get someone who has been working in another salon, or should I train? Should I get someone and I train them? Now, experience is going to teach you who is knowing who to bring at a certain point in your business. It is experience is knowing what builds you're going to undertake in your business, or which ones you're going to not decide, okay, I think I'm not ready for that. But at the beginning, it's important to take that leap. Yeah? And know, okay, like learn. Let's just go and do it. We also learn from the fails. I started a salon business. Sometimes so I'm talking a lot about the salon business. I do not have any skills in braiding, and we're doing nails.
Manicure,
yes,
pedicure.
manicures, yeah. And I didn't know much about it, but I said, I think it's a good business start. And the business along the way, was very hard, but I learned a lot from it. I learned about hires. I learned about payments. How do you pay people? How do you pay someone who you've gotten from another salon, perhaps? Is it better to hire someone who is already in the industry, or do you want to go to a training school and get those ones and train them? The bills. Do you want to put DSTV first time for your customers? Or do you want that to come along? Yeah. Do you want to put all the machines in there, the one that does the cutting of hair, the one that does, or do you want to start slowly? That is experience. The skill is the one you probably learn from school. The experience is what you gain from practicing that job.
So experience is years.
And by the way, it doesn't have to be yours.
That's
It doesn't.
I want to get that thin line. Now you see, Shadrach has something to say.
No. I know. I'm still listening more into it.
It doesn't
A
have
bit
to
of
be
yours.
yours. It doesn't have to be yours.
Yeah.
I may learn what I could have learned in terms of skilling. I can study for 10 years, but those 10 years will only give me a skill. I will learn the skill. Yeah. But when I start a business, I will be able to go and give a TED talk about business. Listen, I will go and talk about business from experience, from what I have seen firsthand, rather than what I studied. So, and I can do that in 1 year. I can achieve that in 1 year or less. Actually, I think experience is learning, allowing yourself to learn, deliberate learning. That is the experience. Now, experience can be gained in a shorter time compared to the time that you took learning that skill.
That's Edwina's point of view.
Actually, when you say
like
experience, because
Yeah.
I'm so confused about that, because I normally see most employers, when they are saying they want to employ someone,
10
they
years
say we need a person with experience of 10 years.
10 years, 5 years,
Huh?
scary years.
Yeah.
You see? But to me, someone who's experienced, I think it is someone who has been filled and he has that interest of understanding what he's doing, and that person goes beyond and understands what he's doing. For example, like a person who does mechanic and the person who drives, yes, both of them, they can drive. But if I'm employing someone to drive me, I can employ a mechanic because he has experience
And a skill.
and a skill.
That's true. I agree with that. But I think now the problem with youth today, and thank you so much, Liz, for that point. I am coming from university. I am looking to be employed by one of the best employers in the country. The job I want is that when I look at it, I'm looking at the job ads, and they're saying 7 years of experience, 10 years, but I've just come from campus. Now, do you see that it's getting back to where we were? We are saying, where do you want to start? Allow yourself to start. Yeah. And I think career guidance in schools is important.
It is.
Yeah. Because I think when you come from school, many times we say, no, I have a degree in, chemical engineering. How can I earn 1 million? How can I start from there? How can I start from the field? I want to sit in that office with SC. Yeah. But let's start with, you could even volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah. By going there, you're getting the experience. Yeah. And that's why many people, I know, if you look at the people that you studied with at campus, how come there are people who got jobs immediately after campus? There are some who got jobs during campus. But you know how they started? They allowed themselves to start from their reach. Yeah. Go in there. When the boss tells you take those papers, go and buy for me cigarettes outside, go and buy them. Yes, I know you are a comms professional, you're here to do something else, but go and do it. When an opportunity comes,
He'll call you first.
he will call you first. Yeah? Be humble. Allow yourself to start from within your reach. Don't look the other side, far away from you. Make the first step. Go in that environment. when they see you, Liz is very hardworking. She's very passionate. She's very interested. Let's give her this space. Yeah. But young people, they've just gotten into a job and they're like, no, but I was paying 5 million at campus and I'm being paid less than 600,000 here.
I'm done.
Patience.
Shadrach?
Yeah, I do agree on the part of the volunteering. That counts a lot into the experience.
Yeah.
And I think most people take it a lot of bit for granted. People want to get the big money straight away. People don't want to go through the hustle, the learning, and yet that is key. I mean, me, I started working in Essex vacation. That's how I started out, and because COVID also came in, I was still working through COVID, so that gave me an edge over my peers who are just at home and watching series and everything. So it goes back into knowing where you want to be, and then start from where you are. Most of the entry-level jobs have particular skills they're also looking for. So aside from your college degree, actually, most of them, in the field I'm in, the industry I'm in, it mostly looks into the skills like, do you know programming language? Have you been able to do those things? These are things that are not taught in school. These are things that are self-taught on the internet. Yeah. Internet has broadened the playing field. Anyone can go anywhere to learn anything. Yeah. So get the skills, know what your job wants, what career path that you want, and then start from where you are. Perhaps teach yourself. I taught myself how to program. And then school was more for me to understand how the theory is going to work. And then when I come into the outside world, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to apply it.
Yeah.
That's now when my degree is going to come into use. Because I pride myself on my statistics degree. Most people do not understand statistics to do what? You're going to count people what? People don't understand it. But with the hype around AI and everything, the skill, the knowledge I understood, now learning to apply it is where I'm getting the edge to better help me get an edge. Yeah. So the skilling bit, really, just if you know where you are in our mentorship program through the career month, we really tell people to go out into spaces that they want to be. If you want to be a doctor, go and volunteer at a hospital. Ask them 2 days, go and see how things work. Just go out and volunteer. At least I know a person who volunteered from the first year to the third year. No payment through school, whatever, but that helped him so much. It gets you an edge over everyone else.
And it will count as part of the experience.
Yeah, it counts part of the experience. Yes. It really does. So those are the kind of tricks that other people use.
It's
actually, when you say like that, there is one TV presenter who works on NBS. He said for him to get the job, he started volunteering, holding a camera. He started holding a camera, and when they reached there is a TV that announced that he wanted someone who can operate holding a camera. For him having that skill, he reached there. The interview was giving the camera. They dismantled the camera and they said, set it. For him, he had the skill. Immediately after reaching there, he started operating it very well. He got a job. They didn't ask him, why are your documents? They asked him his document after.
That happens a lot in our media industry. They want hands-on. What do you know how to do it? Can you go cover a story, write a story? While you're in the field, were you able to film it? Can you come now and edit the story? Can you write that story, post it to the website, and also
push it?
And I like a saying that education's purpose is to replace an empty mind with an open one. Then they're not putting things in you, but they're opening up your mind. Are you able to now take in more? Know that there's more to life than home. More to life than mommy and daddy. What mommy and daddy taught me at home.
More to life than school.
Yes.
And friends. Thank you so much, Edwina. As we're coming to the conclusion of this beautiful podcast, what is that one important skill that you find is so important for a youth to have? It's very important. Like, of all things, they may have school, they may have this and that, but this is like very important. Shadrach, let me start with you.
For me, it's reading. Reading is a skill that people need to have. You need to be able to, if you want to be the best in your field or career, you have to be able to read a lot of information. Even athletes pride themselves in reading and watching film of people who are doing things before them, or reading about how people were shining and becoming greats in their field. So reading is a skill that most people don't want to dive into. A lot of material. They don't want to go through that. People want, a 5-minute YouTube video. I mean, it will teach you everything. But if you want to hone your craft, then you have to be able to read a lot of information, especially if it's the technology industry. Things keep changing every single day. So yeah, reading is very key for me.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Yes, Jose?
Yes, I also support Shadrach, what he has said, reading. For example, if I have a skill of computer, if I don't read about more shortcuts, well, what if I don't have a mouse? Will I operate it? But if I have a skill of shortcuts, if I don't have a mouse, I can operate a keyboard. So reading, yeah.
Edwina?
For me, I think it's got to be interpersonal skills, relating with people. Listen, guys, relating with people well, knowing what to say when, is going to get you places, even without an education. The people in your life will treasure you, they'll value you that much that they'll bring the platform to you. And you've heard of uneducated people employing the educated.
Very true.
Yeah. So I think let's learn. And as young people, let's tame ourselves. Yeah. The way we speak to people. Let's tame ourselves because we do not know who we are going to need when. Yeah. Social media gives us pomp. It gives us, hype. That hype that I am behind my keyboard. I'm in my bedroom. Come and find me. And then your name is out there. But then you're going to apply for a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
True.
And you don't know who you're going to find behind that panel. People can read through. They can see. I think Edwina is such and such a person. I think Edwina likes wars. We call them wars. I don't want peace. I want war. How are you going to relate with others in a workplace? Yeah. So I think interpersonal skills, know what to say to whom, when, controlling it, because it's going to teach you how to control your emotions, manage your emotions. It's going to teach you problem solving. So I think that's a very crucial skill that is many times you don't have to go to school to learn it.
Thank you so much, Edwina. As we've heard from our guests of today, as we're heading in for the International Youth Day celebrations that are taking place next week on Monday, what is that one or two words we'd want to share with the youth out there as we're celebrating the International Youth Day? And this is the Youth Month.
Yeah. What I would say to the youth, we have so many issues in the country. We are angry. I've been watching the March to Parliament. We feel like, these issues are now getting to us. But let's start from where we are. The things that you have today, how are you making use of them? The internet that you have today, what are you using it for? Can you use it to learn a skill? And then start from there. That might just be your breakthrough.
Thank you so much, Edwina. Yes, Jose?
To me, the only thing I would give the youth is to work hard and success will talk. Because most of the youth, we are being used by people outside. They end up putting us in a hole where we cannot come out. And another thing, with the youth, we are becoming too myopic. We don't see what is coming in front. So I tell the youth, let them work hard and let them not be used by other people.
Thank you so much, Jose.
My message to them is to align yourself with people that you can learn from. Yeah, people who want more out of life, people who are stretching and searching and seeking some higher ground in life. Because whatever you're going to align yourself with, that's going to create a line in your future. Whoever you're going to relate with, the things you do now, whatever you're going to do is going to create a line in your future. So seek out purposeful friendships, because these are the people, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time, with. You're the average of the information that you consume. So your dreams and your goals are valid as much as the input that you're going to put into it. So everything is going to be proportional. So if you don't do the work, then you won't achieve the dreams that you want. You must be able to do the work. You must be able to relate with people who are seeking more in life. And those are the kind of things that are going to help. And also find mentors, It's a shortcut, If someone with 25 years of experience taking you through that bit of experience when you're still 20, that is that's a lot of things that you're learning that other people are not having access to. Yeah, that would be my message to everyone.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. The International Youth Day celebrations are just around the corner, and Reach a Hand Uganda is putting it forward that the youth are taking lead on this, on their information, on their decisions, on their livelihoods, so that we can be the better change of generation and better leaders in the forthcoming years. I remain Elizabeth Nanziri, aka Lizo, and this is Sauti Plus Media Hub. Happy International Youth Day.